What is going on, everybody? Jumbo Thick here. We are back with more of the Expedition of the Damned. This is our Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 4th edition campaign. I'm, of course, your GM, your DM for the night, Jumbo Thick, joined by the entire cast and crew of the Expedition. Let's go and do brief introductions before we get into the fray. Let's start off with Pierce Galactic.
What's going on, everybody? It's me, Pierce Galactic. I will once again be playing your favorite handgunner, Wolfram Kistler. Just a simple man from the north, a little bit of a country bumpkin, although it seems to me he's quite suave in the city, at least the dirty parts of the city. Little dirty uniform, beautiful, beautiful handgun, and a brace of pistols, which I don't believe he's really got a chance to use yet. So hopefully today's the day.
Today could very well be the day. Let's dip on down to Jumbo Smooth.
Hello everyone, I am Jumbo Smooth. I play Luther Steinhauer. He is a 17-year-old pyromancer from Altdorf, future capital of the Empire. Or actually, is it capital? No, future capital of the Empire. Home of the College of Magics. He's a very attractive young man. Perhaps the most attractive in the party. I don't know. But he's attractive, you know.
I don't know about most.
Whoa!
Let's be honest. You know, Henry's also a very attractive lad himself.
That's true. I guess that's true. But yeah, you know, I got some fire spells. I blew up some Skaven last time, so hopefully get to blow up a few more.
Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't you? Let's slide on over to Dan Decker.
Hello, everyone. Dan Decker, playing Nog Throat Ripper, an ogre 10 foot tall. Is the group's medic and cook. Those two things are not related, but sometimes they are. And he tries to fancy himself after the good Luther there. We tend to buddy up and get along, and recently been shackled and had come unbound. So let's get to it.
Okay. Let's slide on over to Doobie 209.
It's me. I play Henry, a 16-year-old knight who probably in like 2 or 3 sessions will be a level 3 character, which I forget what that's called. Maybe a knight, a first order knight, knight of the inner circle, something like that.
Like you should have a birthday coming up.
Probably.
Can't be 16 forever.
That's true.
I want to be 16 this entire campaign.
No, bro.
You don't know about that. We'll see. Let's move on to our final cast member, Nate.
Hello, everyone. Nate here. We're playing Lucien Levesque, human duelist. He's very happy to have his equipment back, sporting his usual rapier and newly acquired pistol, and ready for some combat.
All right. Speaking of combat, last we left off, the expedition, our crew in particular, found themselves in a bit of a precarious position as following a lead as to the whereabouts of a possible kidnapped mistress. We were drawn to a particular den of ill repute that Lucien had already had ties to before. After the proprietor of said business realized who was visiting his establishment. Certain individuals were notified, and unbeknownst to the party, they were ceremoniously poisoned, put to sleep, and assailed by black-clad Skaven, very devious creatures that proceeded to capture our crew, taking them to somewhere, their warren perhaps, where they all awoke, most of you dangling above a pit by your hands, while one Nog Throat Ripper was gracing at the bottom of a pit full of large rat ogres, feral creatures, being treated like such. However, through the guile of your pyromancer, Luther Steinhauer, was able to channel dark magics to escape from his capture, and then through not so much some blundering, we'll say, able to free the rest of you, the other three, Wolfram, Lucian, and Henry, where the four of you gathered and were able to defend yourself well enough to repel a first wave of Skaven, and then go on the hunt for Nog. You just so happened to get the right tunnel, and were able to find the breeding pits of the clan that I have not spoken the name of yet, so I can't tell you, of a certain Skaven clan, where a very large-scale operation of breeding creatures and monstrosities was witnessed, deciding to, well, more or less forced into either a fight or flight situation where you were immediately discovered by a passing Skaven. You killed the creature, and noticing Nog beginning to kind of like climb up out of this pit, this hole in the ground, were able, through some very good rolls and some clout, we'll say, to rendezvous with Nog Throat Ripper at the bottom of these pits, able to escape all of the assailants coming at you. The very disorganized, unexpected assault of these humans down in the depths of this warren. With Nog's aid, you were able to then force your way back up, climbing and dodging and moving as best you could, ultimately returning out of the same tunnel you entered in, where Nog used his prestigious strength to collapse the tunnel behind you, buying you some time to figure out what you were going to do next, as it was quite evident that the creatures in question are very good at digging, and perhaps are going to find a way either through that rubble or around it in some way, form, or fashion in a quick order. It was at this point that you decided to move in yet another direction, and wouldn't you know it, you came across the equivalent of a stockpile, which apparently had your arms and weapons, all of your attire within. You were able to rearm yourself, collect all of your belongings, and able to push forward. Going down the same tunnel led you to a locked door, where a certain somebody decided it would be a good idea to just, blow your way through the door instead of attempt to pick the lock or any such thing. The door was removed from its person, revealing a cluttered space that was chock full of strange baubles and items haphazardly across warped, destroyed-looking shelves, large piles of just stuff gathered in different parts of this chamber, where in the center of the chamber it was revealed that one Mistress Raina Reichenbach, obviously in a haggard, tortured state, chained to a chair and apparently missing at least one or more fingers, was not necessarily unconscious, but on the verge of becoming so, bleeding. And a hooded rat kind of like figure turned around, clutching the mistress's finger in his nasty looking paw, who saw all of you as you were not quite quiet in your entrance and screeched out. And I believe that is probably where we're going to pick up here. Unless there's anything I missed that you guys want to bring up. Nothing?
Before we ended, I think, our last session, I think you had mentioned that there was I believe you said the wind of Dar was emanating from the room.
Yes, there is a extremely dark presence emanating off of this room that Luther saw with his magical sight.
Okay. Is it, just to be clear, it's not Shalesh, it's Dar.
It's dark. Yeah, it's not. Okay. Yeah, it's not death. It is darkness, like black, dark magic. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I will also, just to remind you, Dar isn't necessarily, how do I put this? Dar can be a collection of magic as well.
Okay.
Of different strains, kind of condensed. It kind of turns that naturally. So. Okay. There's evil emanating from this room, Luther.
Yes. Okay.
From many different sources, it seems.
Okay.
But your senses were somewhat flooded by that, Luther, as that happened. Let's see here. So immediately upon the room bursting open, you see before you the screeching, kind of hunched rat figure over the mistress, who turns around, his tail flipping a pile of debris that just kind of like scatters about the room. He points his finger and just squeals. Ah! And just points at the five of you. As he does so, you hear a voice. What happened? Coming from somewhere in the room. What do you guys do?
I'd like to light him on fire.
I see. So we're entering combat, obviously. All right. Let me go ahead and.
I'm gonna take a look around first, Luther. Thank you.
Nope, it's too late now.
He's just screaming. You know, we gotta shut him up.
Screaming. You gotta shut him up. He's gonna die now.
Because burning to death doesn't make you scream.
Hey, you know, he's just gonna sit there. I mean, he's not gonna let us walk around. You know.
And that is probably true. All right.
You got a gun? Yeah. Actually, you don't have a gun, I don't think. I know you do have a gun. We are got things back.
Let me just make sure I got all of these in there. Yep, okay. Just want to make sure that's right. 12. Got it. All right. This could get spicy.
Spicy.
Nog's favorite. Well, maybe.
It is delicious.
Is that Nog's favorite? He likes the spice. Okay. All right. Everyone, go ahead and roll me initiative. So roll a d10.
Yeah.
Add your initiative bonus.
Right.
Rolled quite high for him. Wow, that's impressive.
Oh, I got 12.
Okay.
No, I've got a 5.
For who had the 12? Wolfram?
I had 12.
Oh, Luther had a 12?
Yeah.
Luther.
Yeah, I had 11. Sorry.
Okay.
No, I've got a 5.
All right. So I've got Nog here. We got Luther here. All right, Lucien, what did you get?
8.
An 8. Get you here. And Henry?
12.
Henry also got a 12. Which one of you is going first? Either Luther or Henry?
I think Luther is, because he said he was casting fire.
Okay. Well, then Henry want to be going after Luther. All right. First in initiative is the torturer.
I would like to use my fast shot.
Okay. Go ahead and immediately use your fast shot.
Yeah, I'm gonna whip out
Chaos.
my gun and I'm gonna take a little spin here.
Okay. So immediately, as he screams out, the torturer moves. He says, "God!" He's going to say something when Wolfram draws in a fluid motion the rifle that him and Lucien did some work on.
That is 3 levels of success.
3 level success. That's definitely going to hit. Go ahead and what's that damage?
Let me see, 3 plus 10, 13 wounds.
13 wounds. All right. Well,
Is he armored? Because I have penetrated if he has any metal armor.
He does have armor. It wouldn't be considered metal though.
Okay.
So it would bypass it. Let's see here. He has. Where did you shoot at?
I rolled a 51. Yeah. I think that's
fast. I think that's the chest. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's body.
Yep, body shots. Yeah, so chest shot. You draw and boom! There's an explosion. The creature falls backwards, blasted past Mistress Reyna. It smashes into a nearby table, or not in so much a table. It's like the side of this, like a wall with a. It would be a table pushed up against it. He smashes into it, knocking over a large stack of books and scrolls that just scatter across the ground. His blood spattering the wall. And he looks up, barely clinging to life, not quite dead. As he says, Tell Thrick! They've escaped! Go, quick! And he's going to use his action to command whoever else is in this room. Alright. I'll make a note of that. That will then bring us to Luther. It is your turn.
I'll just shoot him with my dart. Give him a little dart.
Are you entering the room, Luther? Because you guys are still kind of outside the room.
To shoot the dart, no, but after I shoot the dart, probably.
Okay.
Well, how far away is he, I guess?
We'll say it would probably be like 30 or 40 feet in. This is a pretty decent sized room. Chamber, I guess I should say. I shouldn't call it a room.
I have the range.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an attack roll.
Four.
My God.
Out of,
I mean, that's gonna hit.
Yeah. Out of 70.
So how many wounds is that?
That would be technically, it's a magic missile. 5 plus 6, 11 damage.
Okay. Does that bypass toughness? I mean, it's not gonna matter.
No, it doesn't.
Curious.
It doesn't bypass toughness. It's just a regular attack.
Okay. It's more than enough. That's a headshot.
Ooh, yeah.
As you follow it up, as you and a bolt of flame. It's a small little sliver. Darts forward and quite literally hits the Skaven right in the snout. As it does, it burns through, and you watch as in an instant his head is engulfed in flame. It's almost like a flash, like it just kind of like flashes and then dulls down as he lies kind of like his back against the desk, just kind of like smoldering, dead.
Okay. Do I see anyone else running around up here?
Do you see anyone else, Luther?
I have a sixth sense.
You do have a sixth sense. That is true.
Nog's got a good smeller.
Are you gonna walk into the room, Luther?
I'm scared to now because you've asked me twice. But yes, I will walk into the room.
Luther walks into the room.
Punishment.
Walks in, tentatively looking around. You don't see anything, Luther.
He's gonna jump out and stab me. I'm gonna move as far as I can, as quick as I can to Mr. Trina.
You kind of move in. You're stumbling over strange things, Luther. As you move into the room, you notice that dark kind of magic. The winds are pulling in strange places as you move in, and they look like they're emanating off of the things in this room. There are scattered about the debris of just junk. There are actual artifacts and things of dark magic just laying around this den or whatever this is.
Are they not all torture devices? There's just
there's so you don't really even see a lot of like torture devices or anything like that. Matter of fact, this doesn't look like a room for torture. This looks like somebody's treasure hoard or a place to keep things. You would also immediately see that mixed in to various places around this room, moving in a straight line. Especially you, Luther, you don't come into contact with anything, but there are large amounts of green glowing stone in different places laying around this room that are emanating a very chaotic influence, Luther, should one come near. Okay.
I'm going to just yell out before. Watch out for the green stones, my friends.
It is Henry's turn.
Oh yeah. Luther went in. Henry's gonna go in, check the corners, check the backside, make sure no one's gonna jump out from behind me.
Henry goes in, you kind of look around as best you can. You move towards Luther. Luther's already kind of like, mistress, kind of like tugging at her. She's like manacled to this chair. It's actually a surprisingly nice chair. Obviously not made by the Ratmen themselves, something stolen. The manacles in question look haphazard. But you get there, Henry. Would you like to use your action to do anything in the room, or are you prepping for something?
If possible, I would use it to try to free her, or whatever.
Why don't you
needs to be done for that?
So the manacles do have like a lock on them. It doesn't look too sturdy. You could attempt to bash them. You could attempt to pull them apart if you're strong enough. Or you could look for a key.
You said this. It's a nice chair, so I'll try to pull them apart because Nog might rip her arms off.
That is true. Go and give me a strength check, Henry.
What? I took my Bugman, so I don't think I have exhaustion.
Yeah, you should not if you took Bugman's.
Oh!
What you got?
2 levels of failure.
2 levels of failure, Henry. You grab a hold of the shackles, kind of like just bolted onto the chair itself, and you begin to pull, and they're more sturdy than they initially look, Henry. They're not budging, unfortunately, as you kind of tug on them.
Is it wood chair or metal chair?
It is wood.
Okay. Yeah, that's it.
That's going to be it for Henry.
Do I still get a move, or was my fast shot my entire turn?
Your fast shot is your action for your turn. Your turn is not yet, Wolfram.
Okay, sorry, my bad. I thought it was my turn.
Oh, don't worry. We'll get to you. Don't you worry. Before Wolfram goes, you begin to hear movement around the room. In particular, you watch as a... Well, let's see here. Do any of you see him? I rolled a 1 on my D100. No one sees a certain creature slink out of the very hole that the rest of you are standing, scurries over the top of Nog, and begins to move down the hallway, none of you the wiser. Within the room itself, though, Henry, Luther, you immediately see, or should I see, sense movement as several attacks are going to be made against the two of you. As lunging from the darkness, Henry, you're the first one that this happens to. Henry, a creature emerges, and it's holding in its hand. First off, it is garbed in black, black garments of some kind. Eerily similar to the creatures that attacked you guys initially, that subdued you the original time. This one, however, a lot more dirty. It's not quite as agile, Henry, but it comes like bursting out from underneath the table where the dead Skaven lies, and that you didn't even notice. It bursts out, and it has something in its hand, and it throws it at you, Henry.
Grenade!
You move to block it. What do you try to block it with, Henry?
I'm trying to parry this thing with my shield baseball bat it out of here.
Okay.
Bing.
You go to parry it with your shield. I have three degrees of success on the attack, so it's going to hit Henry. And it's going to hit you right in the chest, which is the worst place for this to hit you. As it looks like some kind of like smoldering rock. You move to try to fling it with the shield. It clips the shield, smacks your chest, Henry, and an explosion of this brown and gold powdery substance engulfs you. It also engulfs Luther. Instantly, all of you, and the mistress herself. You feel this burning sensation, Henry. As you And Henry, Luther, do you have any metal objects on your person?
My entire body is metal.
Okay. Luther, do you have anything metal?
I'm sure I have something. My keys, I think, are metal.
Okay. Your keys for your school, your secrets.
Yeah.
Those would be enchanted. They're not.
Oh,
they are not affected by this. Henry, all metal artifacts, garments, weapons, immediately rust. They immediately rust and turn to dust. Just fall off of you.
That's
You're like, shit!
I'm a naked man.
Oh shit! Luther, you see immediately your senses are flooded with an intense wave of chamon, the wind of metal, as it just explodes around you. Ironically, it also dissolves the mistress's shackles. Every metal piece in this little radius is just gone. So Henry's naked now.
I am now playing Dark Souls. I'm running around naked.
He's in his loincloth again. Oh shit! You have regular clothes you put on, Henry. They're probably torn up, but you've got some.
It's time to get your hands dirty, Henry. These myths.
The creature then kind of like scuttles away. A second creature is going to throw a bolus at Henry.
So did it also dissolve the sword and shield?
Yes, it did.
We're going in with our fists, baby.
Yep.
Get fisted.
What about? Did you have a dwarven pick or something? Is that
It's
also
probably gone.
effective?
I have the stick now.
He
Nope.
has so many things.
All the anything
Metal.
that is metal and not magical is gone.
He's got nothing.
It's gone.
Got these, baby.
It's missed as it all falls away. Let's see here. It barely hits. It's a success for the
This
bolus.
is the bolus.
Yeah, it is going to wrap around your feet, Henry.
Okay.
And you have the prone condition as you fall onto the ground entangled.
I've been here before.
You've been here before. You're like shit. You fall
Drug me
down.
through a hole.
And that was a second creature. That kind of like does the first creature moves to hide somewhere to take cover. The second one throws the bolus, snatches you. There's kind of a rope attached to it. It has to pull it the next turn, but for now, you are grappled. The third creature is going to drop down from the ceiling onto Luther. And he's going to try to stab him right in the throat. Luther, you need to defend yourself in some way.
Right.
He has a plus 20 to this roll because you are...
Ooh, I did have a sword. I guess my sword's gone.
Yes, the sword would be turned to dust.
All right. I will defend. Well, that's a 38 out of 50.
I have 2 degrees of failure on my attack roll. I rolled very high, even with the plus 20. As the creature falls from the ceiling, and it's got like a rusty, like 2 rusty daggers. It comes down. Are you blocking with a weapon, like your staff?
My staff. Yeah.
Thank God it's wood. You take your staff and you pull it up and you like catch both blades like and push it off. You get a point of momentum. Another creature, a fourth creature appears. You don't see this one, Luther or Henry, as you're busy. A fourth creature appears and it is going to throw a smoldering device at the foot of Nog, Lucian, and Wolfram. It lands. A cloud of ash and smoke engulfs the 3 of you, so you cannot see anything.
Lovely. Thank you for that.
All right. Wolfram, it's now your turn.
All right. So there's how many Skaven? Last I saw, how many Skaven?
Last you saw, you saw 3. Wolfram.
Okay. I'm going to draw a pistol and step into the room,
Okay.
and hopefully I can step to the cloud. I know I can't actually
You
attack.
sheath.
this turn.
I'll say for your free action, you can sheath your rifle, unless you're going to try to reload it. That's up to you.
No, not right now. We're too heated.
Okay.
Is there any way I can slide my dagger across the floor to Henry, or am I gonna have to wait till my next
you
turn?
you have no visual, but so you're going to try to kind of push your way through the fog.
Oh, so
through the smoke cloud?
Is it like filling up like half the room?
It is encompassing you, Nog, and Lucian for sure. You're not sure how much of the room it envelops, but
Well, I'm stepping into
you're
the room.
blinded. Okay, you're moving into the room blind.
Don't laugh like that.
Let me get my. I gotta pull up my stuff. I gotta see what test this was. This was I think it was just athletics. Yeah, because that's dexterity based. Give me an athletics test, Wolfram. You do have a -10 to this because you are blinded.
Okay. I'd like to use a fortune point.
You don't want to use the 100, the worst roll you can.
I mean,
you can
it sounds so good. I love looking at those zeros, but I'm gonna use a fortune point. Oh, that is a critical
Jesus.
success.
Critical success. Wolfram.
Yeah. So I had a -10. So it's just one level of critical
Okay,
success. but
it's
critical
still
success.
it's a critical success with 33. Wolfram, you kind of push through the room, through the fog. You almost trip and stumble over like a fallen over like shelving unit. It's various what do you call that? Objects that were contained on it, just
Knickknacks.
scattered everywhere. Yeah, the knickknacks and everything. And you almost stumble. And as you do, you very gracefully pivot and turn around the broken furniture. In so doing, you do not step onto a large chunk of warpstone that's just laying there. What would have happened to you should you come in contact with such a thing? I don't know.
Another mutation.
Regardless, though, Wolfram, you move into the room and you do get visual. You move in and we'll say that you get not within melee range, but you get relatively close to both Luther and Henry. Now, you've already used your action to fast shoot and everything, so it'll be next round before you can do anything else.
All right, cool.
Okay. That will then bring me to Lucien.
Can I move forward slowly enough to go safely?
You can give me an athletics test with a +20.
Okay.
Depending on the results will depend on if you clear the cloud or not.
Okay. So we gotta try. I'm gonna use a fortune point.
A 90. Oof. Yeah, go and give me all those fortune points. Give them up early. I love it. 71?
That is a success.
Just a success? Okay.
Yep.
You're being as careful as possible, Lucien. You begin to move forward and you almost stumble more than once, but you catch yourself. Unfortunately, you're not able to clear the cloud. But you don't fall into anything. You're right on the edge of it. You can almost see it like it's beginning to thin. But unfortunately, that's all you get for just your movement. Now you can use your action to move forward more if you'd like, but it will count as an action. Unless you're content staying where you're at.
Can I also do that safely?
Yes, at this point, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna get as far as I can safely.
Okay, and then you use your action to actually kind of like push aside as much smoke as possible. You're able to clear, and then you, do you want to stand next to Wolfram, or would you like to be somewhere else in the room?
I'd probably be pretty dear to Wolfram.
Okay.
And I'll have my rapier drawn.
You kind of have your rapier at the ready. Okay.
Back to back, bro, just like we did against the Norsemen.
That'll bring me back to Nog. It is your turn finally, Nog.
All right, yeah. So I was spared the rust that took away the weapons, but not the cloud.
Yes.
Yeah, all right.
Yes.
Even at 10 foot tall and some change, still kind of hard for me to see.
It's going to be, this was like a smoke bomb. It encompasses, it's a relatively wide area. Yeah.
So
it just kind of spread out into the hall and everything.
If I move with caution.
Now,
because
Nog,
I don't
you're
know where,
big.
Yeah. Can't really
You're
move
big.
with caution.
This chamber was not designed for large creatures.
No, probably not.
You could fit.
Yeah.
But you will have penalties for moving in this room, Nog.
Well, and there's nothing, but there's nothing to hit, or I just can't see anything.
Not that you can see, not outside. Now, would you like to search for something, Nog?
Yeah, let me see if I can search for something.
Give me a perception test. You do have your sniffer.
Yeah.
You do get a plus 20 to this roll because of your sense of smell.
Well, let's see. That was what?
See
17.
See if you can beat it. How many degrees of success is that now?
With a plus 20, that's going to be 4 degrees of success.
4 degrees of success?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I'll give you something, Nog. First off, you smell cooked rat. It smells delicious. It's coming from inside the room. You're like, damn it.
Rat is coming from inside
But
the
then you also smell something close by. You kind of like look around. You don't see anything, but you smell something else that is relatively close by. In the hall, no less, not in the room.
Good. So I'm in the hall right now, yeah?
You're in the hall, yes, and you smell something nearby somewhere.
And it doesn't smell like one of my friends?
No, it does not. It smells like escaping. It smells like a rat.
Oh, well, I'm going to swipe out for it.
Okay. Man.
Try to grab a hold of it.
You know what? I mean, you're big. Give me a melee attack roll, or whatever give me an attack roll.
Yeah.
You will have a minus. Man, it'd be difficult. Well, I'll say you'll probably have a minus 40 to this roll.
Okay. Oh, that's not going to matter at all. It would have been on the button without any penalties.
Okay. So you start
wild swing in the hallway.
Yeah, you start wildly swinging, hoping to get lucky. You start smacking around.
Yeah.
As you do that, I'm going to make a test.
Of course you are.
Critical fail.
Oh, I failed or you failed?
No, you hear a squeak. You hear, and then you smell a pungent aroma, as if someone may have soiled themselves. As Doug is swinging this thing, as some musk has been released, as the creature is terrified for its life. Immediately, Nog, you look up, and you see a creature on the ceiling just about 10 feet from you. That kind of like looks down, looks terrified. Things? They're the size of a person.
Oh, so they're humanoid size.
Yeah, it's humanoid size. You look up and you're like, oi! You point up towards it, awesome. And it looks terrified. All right,
I'm gonna eat you.
That's the end of the round. At the top of the round, he's dead already. Luther killed him. That's going to bring me to Luther. It's your turn.
I can see the guy in front of me, right? Like he's.
Yeah. Oh yes. Yeah. You can see that
okay.
He's engaged with you.
Okay.
What are you doing, Luther?
Thinking. I will. I have an option. I'll probably have to bop him because I believe it takes the range. Yeah. So yeah, I'll have to bop him. I'll have to try to bop him.
The bop. You mean you smack him with your staff? Come
yeah,
on.
Smack him with my staff.
Dear God.
Give him a bop.
Give me an attack roll, Luther.
All right.
I'm gonna try to dodge.
I have 2 success levels already. Momentum.
It's gonna be
50 out of 70. 2 levels of success.
Okay. Let's see here. That's going to be 2 levels of success. I always give it to you guys when we tie. So the creature attempts to dodge. 50 is a chest, so you hit him in the chest.
Okay.
It's not wearing any armor, so it hits. How much damage
okay.
you target?
Let's see. 9.
9 damage. A heavy hit. As you parry aside the blades and you Is it like a jab or is it like a full swing?
I think it's like a poke, like a jab.
It's like a jab. It's like a As you do, you hear a crunch as the creature goes, and it gives more so than a normal human probably would, as if it's like somewhat feeble as you strike it. You're crunching and it squeals aloud.
As I look over, can I see Mistress Reyna? How does she look? How's she look?
She looks in and out of consciousness. She looks pretty fucked up. She's She's kind of like, her head's kind of like nodding, but it looks like she is probably needs medical attention at the very least.
Okay. That's all I can do in combat. Yeah.
All right. Henry,
Yes.
it is your turn, Henry.
The
You
one
gotta
that was on
search
Luther's
for-
back, did he just bop it?
Yeah, he smacked it. You are currently entangled, Henry.
That's right. I am prone and entangled.
However, are you going to look for a implement to attack somebody with should they get close to you?
Does the wooden piece of my pickaxe count as an improvised weapon?
It would, however, as you quickly look around, you see something sticking out of a nearby crashed pile of debris. A handle of something, no less.
Now, last time I touched an item, I was bleeding out of every orifice of my face.
Oh, grab that thing, dude. Just grab it. If it's cursed, it doesn't matter. Grab it.
Do it,
So I will not grab that,
bro.
Okay.
as I am going to remain pure.
You don't want to grab the boon that was gifted to you from the players. I see.
Grab it. Grab that cursed.
Yeah,
thing.
that's fine. I'll give it to someone else. It's
You
fine.
can't spit in the viewer's face like this, Henry.
I'll give it to someone else. You don't need it, Henry.
Disrespect.
I'm playing this campaign on hard mode. I'm already naked.
Okay, fine. Fine. You don't
No,
want it.
I'll
That's
grab
fine.
the boon. So if I take corruption right now,
You don't want it. You don't want it.
pudding.
You grab the item in question. It feels like a black iron rod. As you pull it, there is a strange tug as it pulls free of the debris. And what you see are 3 bronze skulls attached to a black iron rod with barbed black chains. The skulls appear to have open mouths with overly large fangs. This is, for all intents and purposes, a flail.
Chaos weapon.
Metal, bro.
This is the most metal weapon ever, bro. And what's a little corruption among friends?
Okay, I got a flail. I don't have melee flail.
You have let's see here. You can use it, but yes, you don't have
Yes.
experience with flails yet.
Okay. I'm not going to swing this at my ankles in case I break one. Well, I will just lash out at the Grenadier Skaven if he is still around.
Okay, yeah. He was attempting to take cover. He couldn't really get too far away. You lash out. Give me this would be just a weapon skill roll for you.
Weapon skill. Any negatives because I'm laying down. That will determine if I reroll this.
Let me see. I gotta check the sheet for the prone condition. It's prone. Minus 20 test to anything involved. You can attempt to stand, Henry. You're not like, you know. You can stand up.
Anyways, I will attempt to stand.
Yes,
but the
you can
attack's
stand
gonna
up.
miss.
Okay. Well, that's not up to you to decide. What's how many?
Well, that
degrees
is
of failure?
true. Yes, that's true. It was 4.
4 degrees
yeah,
of
it's
failure?
4 degrees. If it's just
I ha-
weapon skill.
Yeah, I only have 1 degree of failure on the dodge, so it unfortunately does miss Henry. You swing out. The 3-headed flail swings wildly by, smacking some more of the desk. It's like hammers into the desk itself. It is unfortunately a miss. That will then bring me to the Skaven. The one being attacked by Luther is going to attempt to stab him. Stab. With both hands this time as he draws another dagger. Defend yourself, Luther.
All right. It's 73 out of 90 is defensive.
I think defensive just gives you 2 success levels, or 1 success level, whatever it is.
Yeah, so it would be like, well, okay, then that's the case. Then it would be an extra successful. So it would be, I still made it under, which would be 80. So it'd be like a success level and a half.
Yeah. Okay. So a level of success, I have 4 degrees of failure on the first attack. Misses. Ha! Defend yourself again, Luther.
All right. Is it the same guy?
Yes,
5.
it is. Okay, yeah. So you gain 1 point of momentum for that exchange because you can't gain more than 1 in someone's turn. But he misses yet again. Luther's got some. He's got some moves right now.
I've been training with Mr. Trainer. You know.
He's been training. You know, he's got the staff moving. Deflects 2 attacks quite easily. The Skaven looks shocked and somewhat horrified.
Did you see that, Henry?
As you do that, he is going to attempt to run away from you, Luther. You get a free attack as he attempts to flee.
Let's roll for Bob. 26.
You also get a plus 20 to this roll because he's fleeing.
Oh, shit. 26 out of...
It's going to hit.
100. No. 90. So, it's a fair amount.
Yeah. What's the damage, Luther?
Sorry, that'd be... 13.
13 wounds. The rat man, after failing to stab you twice as you deflect both blows, his little beady eyes widen and he turns to run. And as he does, Luther just brings the staff down as the body just collapses to the ground, unmoving. The second individual, this would be the one that was cowering away from Henry. Seeing 2 of his brethren dead, is going to burn his momentum.
I would like to use my special power and take a fast shot at him before he does anything else.
Another fast shot.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Give
It's
me,
the greatest talent ever.
Give me an attack roll, Wolfram.
All right. Up to 33 under 85.
Critical success with the pistol as Wolfram has drawn the pistol. What's the damage? How much damage is that first off before we roll for critical injuries?
385, so that's 5 plus 14. I think 14 wounds.
14?
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot. Barely standing still, unfortunately. But it will take a critical injury. Roll me a D100. We'll see where it hits. Could still die quite easily from this.
23.
23, left arm. Pull up my critical wounds. There they are. Alright, arm. Go and roll me the other D100.
$77.
77. The higher, the better when you're trying to kill someone. Alright. Dislocated shoulder. Gains the stunned and prone condition because he does in fact fail his endurance test, and he drops the kind of like dagger-like weapon he had just pulled out of his belt as he and he just kind of like lays there as his arm is just wrenched out of socket. It's in a weird angle right now as he lays on the floor screaming, "Ow! Ow!" That is, I think that's it. Anything else? Nope. He's stunned though. He's pretty fucked up. All right. So he can't do anything. He lays there below, below our beloved Henry. The other one, who has our young Henry Bolist, is now going to tug it as hard as he can to try to pull him off his feet. So I need you to give me a strength check, Henry.
Everybody runs away but this guy. It's a 38 out of 41 if I don't have any negatives.
You're pretty strong, Henry. You're pretty strong. As he goes, eh! And he's about 10 feet away from you, Henry. He goes to pull it, trying to trip you up. But you kind of like brace as best you can. You grab a hold of the table, and you are strong.
I don't skip leg day.
As Henry doesn't budge, he's damn! He throws he kind of just drops the rope and begins to. He's looking around the room, and he is moving towards the back of the room, trying to scurry behind debris to try to get cover, slip away. See it for his turn. The rat outside with Nog is going to scurry as far away as he can down the hall. Just he drops from the ceiling and just begins to run. He's screaming the whole time. Master! Master!
Can I reach out at him?
Humans! You're not within range, Nog. He moves as far as he can though. He's going to use his action to dash, and he's booking it, Nog. It is now Wolfram's turn. Or should I say movement, since he already used his action.
I'm gonna get between that Skaven that was trying to topple Henry and the door.
Okay. Right. He's moving away from you guys, so you kind of.
I probably can't catch him. Never mind.
Well, I mean, you're not gonna be able to catch him, but you can kind of get in between the two. Yes, you're kind of like clutter over some things. You move past Mistress Reyna, who's just kind of like sitting limp in the chair next to Luther. Luther looks like he's probably gonna help her soon. There is the Skaven lying down next to Henry, who's like stunned and fucked up that you shot. But you move past and in pursuit of the other Skaven. Do you want to draw a second pistol, or how are you going to do this? Because you only have one hand.
Sure. I'll draw a second pistol.
Okay.
So is my expended pistol in my other hand?
So unless there are certain talents that allow you to draw and stow quickly. Do you have any of those?
I don't believe I do, actually.
Okay. In that case, you're going to need to use at least your free action in this turn to stow your handgun, your pistol. I mean.
I'll stow it so next turn I can draw in the second.
Next turn
I'm not ambidextrous. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you can draw the other one. You'll just have a -20 penalty for using your offhand.
Sure.
Okay. So you have the smoking one in your hand. You draw a second one with your other hand at the ready. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be it for Wolfram. It is now Lucien. It is your turn.
I assume I also would not be able to get to the fleeing rats, or
you can make an attempt. Now, unlike Wolfram, you could use your action to like chase one down. If you used a full sprint, you would probably be able to catch him.
Are there any other exits in this room?
Not that you can see.
So he's just kind of scrambling.
Looks like he's scrambling towards the back of the room. You're not sure what's back there.
Okay. I'm just going to head over towards the rest of the party.
Okay.
Try to deliver the coup de grace to the stunned one.
Okay, you move over to the one he's stunned. He's defenseless. It takes
What does that
nothing.
mean for my? Oh,
You don't even need to roll.
Oh, wow.
He's defenseless. You can just kill him.
okay.
You move over.
Yeah.
He's just like, no. His one good arm he puts up as you just slice it in. And, that slays another rat man. I'm going to take him off real fast. He is dead. Got it. All right. Lucian delivers a killing blow. Nog! What's the Nog doing? Is the Nog chasing?
Oh yeah, he's not getting away.
Nog's chasing.
Not
Nog
after
is
this.
Nog's also extremely fast. Faster than all of you by quite a bit, I'd say.
Take big steps.
Nog, give me a athletics test. This will see if you can catch him with just your basic movement.
All right.
Let's go back.
That's probably not good. I think it's an 82. Yeah.
Yeah. You
That's
get
not good.
you close the distance to where you're just within maybe 10 feet of him. He's just barely out of reach, Nog. You're like, damn. You can use your action to either you can use your action to close the distance, or you could attempt to throw something at him, or anything of that sort. But that's pretty much your options.
Let me try to throw something at him. That sounds fun.
Okay.
We'll grab something.
You kind of like grab like a large piece of rock or something. You just dig your hand to the side of the tunnel and just rip out a piece.
Chunk at him. Yeah.
This will be an improvised weapon. It'll be a throw. So go ahead and make a ballistic skill roll.
Okay.
That's an 87.
Yeah.
There's no way.
There's no way.
Yeah,
That's not
unfortunately. I'm sorry, Nog.
That's all there's it's all that smoke.
Yeah.
Smoke
Yeah.
all in my eyes.
You grab one of the. You can just grab like a piece of the tunnel, just rip it free, and it kind of like bounces around. The rat squeals yet again. That is going to be it for Nog's turn. Brings me to the top of the round. Luther. There's still a rat somewhere in this room, Luther, but
All right.
depends on what your priorities are.
I'm probably going to go over to Mistress Raina, and I'm going to use cauterize.
Okay. Go ahead and make a roll, please.
All right. So it's going to be 58 under 100.
Is that enough?
It is enough. It's 111.
So how
Because
many?
of my
How many?
success levels.
Yeah, how many success levels do you need to make the spell? 5?
4.
You need 4. Okay, so you barely made it then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It will. She doesn't have to make any save because she has
Yes, 'cause
fire
because-
talent.
Yeah, because she can channel fire magic.
Mm-hmm. So she doesn't have to make the save, but she'll be healed for. Let's see. And it also stops bleeding if she has any bleeding conditions. I don't know if she does or not. For 7 wounds.
7 wounds. All right. You reach out and you grab a hold of her, and you watch as you grab a hold of her and you begin to like singe some of her flesh, almost reacting her own magic into herself. She reacts in a very positive way as she begins to. She looks up. As soon as she looks up and sees you, her hair bursts into flames.
Shit.
Entirely, just. The heat is intense. You see there's like burning flames for eyes almost that just kind of like come out of her eyes for a moment. And she looks up at you and then they begin to die down. You must flee. And that's it.
Of course, mistress.
Luther. Henry, what are you gonna
Yeah.
do, Henry?
Get the bolus off my feet.
Okay. It'd be like a free action. You just kind of like it's already
Right.
slack. You just kind of like pull it off.
I'm assuming the other three have things under control with all their momentum and things.
Mhm.
This flail is also dangerous in my hands. I read the skills on it. I would either be looking for like a second way out or helping the mistress just like stand up if she can't do it on her own. Depending on how weak she is.
Okay.
I don't have a -20 to my perception anymore because my helmet got melted.
Yes, it is. It's gone. So Henry, you have two options here.
Yes.
You can either A, make me a perception test to see if you spot anything in the room,
Okay.
or B, you can go help the mistress. Those are your options.
We're gonna help the mistress.
Okay. Okay.
I won't critically fail anything.
You move to help Luther and Mistress Reyna. She doesn't appear to have her strength back, even though it looks like she is doing better than she was. As the bold, chiseled Henry, in all of his glory, revealed.
Yes. We know Luther is very weak.
He's not a very strong man. He's average. He's average. But I mean, Henry's he's built.
Yeah.
He's built, baby.
Put my guns out on my lady.
Henry kind of reaches down, grabs the mistress's arm. Usually she probably wouldn't allow something like this, but in her current state, she kind of like takes his arm and is stood up. And that's going to be it for Henry's turn.
Yep.
It is now the Skaven's turn. The one in the room who is hidden. Alright. Pull that up. Alright. Got it. He's digging around in the back of the room. And as he's digging around, he very quickly, Wolfram, you see him. Because you moved forward. Wolfram has eyes on the creature in question. It digs around and then it grabs something and pulls something out of the debris of this room right now. As it does, it pulls it up and says, "Ah, yes!"
I'm gonna blast it.
Well, you haven't had a turn yet, so you haven't.
Oh.
Yeah, so you haven't. Well, actually, no. Does it count for the round?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
each round I have a fast shot and reuse fast.
Before
Oh,
you
wait.
shoot, Wolfram,
I'll wait. I'm gonna wait. That wasn't what I
Before
planned to do
Wolfram.
anyways.
he says, "Yes," and then he goes, "Oh no!" And you watch as the strange rock that he has in his hand. It's about the size of like a baseball. It begins to glow with a bright green light as he holds it, and you watch as he just looks back and then closes his eyes as it detonates. He is turned into a green mist. The shockwave reverberates throughout the room. Wolfram, Henry, Luther, Lucian, and the mistress need to make endurance checks.
Can I throw my momentum on this, or is that separate?
This is separate. This isn't combat.
Okay. Okay.
All
Damn
right,
it.
Did anybody fail?
I failed.
Are you going to
I've
re-roll?
One level success.
I failed too. I'm gonna re-roll. I passed.
Okay. Pass for Luther. Henry with a
baby.
5. Thank God.
Nice.
All right, all of you pass. As you're all like you feel a depression in your chest All of you are winded immediately. All of you do take a fatigue condition. However, as the powdered warpstone dust infuses into your body, none of you gain any corruption because you passed your saves. However, the Skaven is turned into a puddle of nothing. He's been disintegrated entirely. There's nothing left of where he was standing.
Do we have any more Bugmans?
I don't know. You tell me if you got more.
What was it made out of? What was the flask made out of? Because my Bugmans might have evaporated.
Hopefully it was glass.
Oh, crap.
Would depend. I don't know.
I thought it was just in our. I thought we
It's like a
put out-
skin.
build up our. I thought we just built up our skins.
Yeah. You guys did say
Okay, go
skins.
Yeah.
So you'd be fine. That's
How many-
natural material.
How many servings?
Henry just really wants to dick down himself. I don't know
think
what
we
it
had-
is.
I just want to check, before we all start drinking Bugmans, and I'm like, maybe I don't have mine anymore.
I
I'd
think
give
we-
you a
I can't use the
bro.
flail though. If I fail a test with the flail, I injure myself.
We had 8 total.
It's just like my
currently at
guns.
6.
We each had 8.
8 swigs.
Okay.
Yeah, because I have 7 marked on my thing. I drank 1.
May I get a swig from someone then?
You don't have one? You should have one.
No, I don't think there was enough to give. Yeah.
Oh, yes, there
Yeah,
was.
there
There was
was-
enough for everybody.
everyone
Okay,
all
I
filled
guess I
up.
have some. Yeah. All right.
Everyone got one.
Yeah.
I just-
Before we resolve
Get your
that,
own.
there's still one Skaven left that Nog is chasing.
Mm.
Yeah, I am.
Nog?
I'm gonna get him.
Yes, Wolfram.
Wait, my turn comes before Nog, right?
Yes, there's no one. There's no more threats in the room. But
Yeah, but I want to reload. I want to try to reload.
Okay, yeah.
I have,
Go
I
ahead,
have,
and
I
make
have,
your,
I have a feeling we will be running away quickly.
go ahead and make
So
your
I'll
reload.
start. All right, I'll start with the pistol.
While that is happening, you can just let me know when you succeed, which you will inevitably.
Yeah, I succeeded on that. So all 3 of my pistols are loaded.
So Nog,
Yeah.
you are going to be next.
Mm-hmm.
Because the creature takes his movement, but instead of dashing, he smacks his hand on the wall and just like grins as he does so. As what looks like what would you call that? Like a portcullis slams down behind him.
Mm-hmm.
And slams into place, heavy metal. He goes, "Stupid big thing, dumb. As it just smirks and just smiles at you as you're on the other side of the gate, Nog.
Yeah. I'm gonna hit the gate.
Okay, Nog's gonna run and charge the gate. Give me you know what? What would we call this? Let's call this. We'll call this. We'll call this a charge attack. So go ahead and give me a melee attack. You do get a +10 to the roll.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's 27. So
Holy fuck! How many degrees of success is that?
under a melee attack, let's see. That's going to be about 5.
5.
Yeah.
Plus your strength, plus your size. Okay.
Strength is an 11.
Let me see here.
Well, I mean, it would be strength plus success.
Yeah, Nog, you kind of pull your shoulder down and as you smash into it, the metal frame just buckles. And it doesn't completely give.
Mm-hmm.
It buckles to the point where the creature jumps back and quickly begins to run down the hall as quickly as it can.
You better run!
As you have like an arm through reaching
Yeah,
for it.
reaching for it.
It's like-
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like-
absolutely. The smell of his own, mess behind
Oh,
him. As
his musk
shitting
is
himself.
very
Yeah.
very pungent as he runs off, Nog. as that ends,
I'll make my way to meet back up with the crew.
you return. The crew here. You have a little time to contemplate what you're going to do. Mistress Reyna is kind of gathering herself. She steadies herself on the somewhat destroyed and charred desk where the dead Skaven lays. She grabs the creature and tosses it aside. Looks like she's looking through some of the scattered papers and scrolls and books. Luther. We must find it. That thing, it has plans.
Of course, mistress. Here, drink this. I'm gonna give her a swig of Budman's.
She kind of like furrows her brow at first, but then she takes it in her current state. The exhaustion wears off. You're becoming more useful by the day, Luther.
Thank you, mistress. I glare at Henry, and then I will I look around, see if I can find it.
We're looking for a map, and Luther, we're looking for a map. The rest of you, grab whatever you can. Be careful what you touch.
I do have to detect artifact.
Okay. Of course you do.
It's not very good.
Sixth sense.
I do also. Thank you, Lucian. I do have sixth sense as well.
What? Okay. What is detect artifact?
It's not very good for me. Well, it's not great with me, but it lets me at least try.
Try to do what?
I'm able to sense when magic lies within an artifact.
Okay.
I can attempt an intuition test for any magical artifacts touched. If successful, okay, good.
You still have to touch it. So,
Yes.
Yeah. Unfortunately, what you're looking for is not magical.
Okay.
Can I make a perception check to see if I can see the map? I'll give it to insight. Maybe I can see it in a scroll tube or something.
If anybody wants to look, they can. With the exception of Nog, he's not going to be getting in that room too easily. Plus,
I'll take a look. Yeah.
He is missing an eye.
What was that test again?
Perception test.
Perception.
I rolled an 8 under 55.
Oh, Henry! Now he's got his helmet off.
Jesus.
Oh, he sees everything.
Wow.
I see it all.
I see
I
nothing.
fail.
All right.
I have a great
So, Lucien sees nothing. Wolfram does very well. Henry does very well. Luther, is that a good or bad for you?
It's a bad. It's less than a failure, but yeah. Well, one failure. Yeah.
All right. Henry, you're the closest to the desk right now with the mistress. As Luther glares daggers at you, immediately, Henry, you look down and you see the tattered corners of something sticking out, and it has the telltale penciling of a map. You reach down, pull it out, and it is in fact a map. Correct me if I'm wrong, are Lucien and Henry good with maps? Wasn't there somebody that was good with them?
I can draw maps, but I don't think that makes me good at maps.
I would say that you would at least recognize, you would definitely recognize what this is. It is in fact a map of Araby. You pull it out, and you see there's strange markings along the map in a different language. You're not sure what language it is. The mistress sees it. Good, very good. And she begins to she nudges you aside a little bit, Henry, and begins to kind of like take over and look at it.
By all means.
All right. Okay, they've looked here, here, and here. This is the last spot. Well, he has a few marked down. He's not sure. I shouldn't say he. It's a bastard abomination of a creature. I will see it burn. All right. Have it narrowed down to the space of the desert. Good. She rolls the map up and hands it to Luther. Keep this safe.
Of course, mistress.
Have you seen my keys?
Have I?
You've not.
No, mistress.
Do you have yours?
Of course. I reveal my keys.
Good. At this time, Wolfram, you're kind of looking around in a different part. Wolfram, your foot nudges something heavy. You look down, and you see a burlap sack. You reach down, pull it out, you look inside. Inside is a ancient-looking tome of some kind. Do you remove it from the sack?
I'm gonna call out to Luther while I reach down into the sack to pick it up and show it to him.
Do you pull the tome out?
I mean, I know I would normally, but I'm so tired of getting cursed.
It's up to you.
So, yes, I'm dumb, so I'm gonna reach out and pull it up and say, Luther, is it this of any use to you?
What you have in your hand is a leather-bound black book. There is an inscription written in Arabian on the outside that none of you speak. The mistress is currently handing the map over to Luther. She looks up and sees that. She says, "Bring that here now."
I will kind of jog over to her and hand it to her.
Hand it to her. Her hands,
Give her a little wink.
she touches it gingerly, completely lost looking at it. Yes. She asks for the sack to place it back within. She ties it onto her hip. All right. We must flee this warren.
Can I quickly check the Dead Skaven for any more of those metal disintegrating bombs?
Sure. Sure, Lucien. Give me a
Pick up some of those green stones too while you're at it.
You know what's funny is you don't know what anything that these creatures have could be on their person.
Are any of them glowing green though?
Roll. I'll let you know if that happens. Roll me a D100. This will just be a luck roll of a kind.
A luck roll? Oh, shit.
See how lucky old Lucien is.
That's a
50.
Oh,
right in the middle of the road.
It's right in the middle
of the road, Lucien. Okay. So are you searching the one that you stabbed?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So the one that's just like dead right there, you kind of like push him over, begin to rifle through its like tattered remnant of clothing. It stinks. This disgusting creature. Rifle it through. What you do find is you don't see another one of those globes or whatever you would call it that he used to disintegrate the metal. But what you do find instead is a strange looking glass ball. It's about the size of a baseball.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a swirling green mist within it. The glass looks cracked in several places.
Oh no.
As this creature fell down and was stabbed and shot.
Damn it.
I mean, you could take the orb if you'd like.
I'm gonna leave it there.
You okay?
God damn it.
You see it?
I want it real bad.
It looks delicate.
I know. That's why I'm
It
not
could
going to
be
take it.
extremely useful.
I know. I have
in
a
the
certain
right
individual in mind.
circumstances. Right, as Lucien comes across
Lucian,
a...
perhaps you could pad it, put it in several sacks so it won't break.
Wolf will be my guest. I will be staying several paces away from you at all times.
As you see,
No, I've been so clumsy lately. I'm afraid I would drop it.
all the strange contraptions that the Ratmen have come up with seem to be quite hazardous and deadly, and prone to mishaps. Lucien decides to back off and not take what he desires. As you do so, Nog, you're kind of out in the hallway, like, what's going on in there? When Nog, you hear a voice echo down the hallway. Damn you, red furs! It rumbles and shakes the ground itself. You all die. My master will hear of this. And the rumbling doesn't stop. As Nog, you hear bellows of inhuman sounds echoing down the hall from multiple directions.
Lovely.
And that's where we're going to take our first break.
Oh, goodness. Come on.